All right, so following up on last week's video, I did a more detailed example, and there was an issue with sharing it because I copy and pasted in the wrong link. So that's how you can tell I'm really doing this because I make real mistakes. So what I've got here is a full school schedule for supervision, including morning duty, recess duty, lunch duty, and kiss and ride, or like after school bus duty, whatever we're going to call it. So this comes from the school I worked at. It's a real schedule with real locations, and it's completely blank. I've taken out all the names. So that's on tab 1 or sheet 1. I've listed the actual schedule. On sheet 2, I've put down names and their percentage. So like if they're 100% or if they're 45%, whatever the percentage is in there. So that way I know how much duty someone's supposed to have. Sheet 3 is blank. I'm just going to use that to copy and paste my results in. So I've added this to a NotebookLM notebook. Here's the file right here, uh, so I can look at it. And I've got a prompt to give NotebookLM to make the schedule. So I'm going to take it over here and copy and paste it. So I'll just go through the parts of this prompt to make sure we understand. I let it know the spreadsheet has a list of names and percentages of full-time equivalent on sheet 2 and a blank template duty on schedule 1. Just to be really clear, I want it to create a schedule with an equitable split with a few caveats. When calculating the split, ensure the total minutes assigned match their full-time percentage as closely as possible. Prioritize equity of time over number of slots. So that means someone could end up with 5 duties and someone could end up with 7 duties, but the time should be around the same. It's important that the duty schedule does not change on sheet 1. Now, I don't think NotebookLM, I haven't had any issues with NotebookLM doing that, but it's just really good to be specific. Please don't add an extra duty or an extra room or something. If you do this in Gemini, it could just make up extra places. And then I asked it to include a count of the duty slots for each person and, if possible, a total number of minutes. Now, I also have my list of constraints. So these are people who are not full-time, who like only work on day 1, 2, and 3, people who don't work on day 7, so whatever, or like specific things. Now, this list is not exhaustive, it's just an example. I know in a real school, this would be a much, much longer part of the prompt. Uh, Based on my experience in real schools and myself asking for no recess duty, uh, no morning duty, only outside duty, you know, people have requests they can put in. So I take this whole prompt, I'll copy and paste the whole thing, I'll bring it over here to NotebookLM and I'll paste it in and submit it. Now, I'll let this out because it does take a while for it to uh, do the work. Okay, that was almost a full 2.5 minutes before it started generating a response, which is fine. I mean, if I was doing this in person, it would take a long time. So it's going to give me a pretty detailed output about what it's done. So equitable split, it told me how many minutes were there across how many slots, um, what the target was, and then it starts making the schedule. So you can see it's filled the whole thing in. Now I'd have to check all this to make sure. I always encourage you to check everything AI makes, because it does make mistakes. NotebookLM does seem to be a little less less prone to make weird errors. But overall, this looks pretty good at a glance. And give it our kiss and ride duty. And here's our constraint. So um, the spread for full time stays with the window of 100, 125 minutes. Here's the special constraints for different people. And here's the target. So bit of a spread here, a 10-minute spread. A few people really got the longer than some others. And you could reprompt this and ask it to do again if you're not really satisfied with this, because once it's got it in there, you can kind of just ask it to do it again. Yeah, this is a pretty big spread. I've tried this a bunch of times. I don't think I've had 100 minutes before. Most of the time it's been between 110 and 120. So I could always ask, um, why is there a spread of 25 minutes between the 100 minutes and the 125 minutes? And we try again to reduce that. and it'll give me an answer. And you can always, of course, play with it as well to see. Now, while it's thinking for a second, if I want to take this, I can just copy the whole thing, and I'll pop back over to my spreadsheet, and this is what I had sheet 3 for. I'm gonna right click and paste the whole thing in. And I mean, not formatted perfectly, but I can delete some of that. And once it's in there, I'm good to go. Yeah, looks terrible, but it's all the data's here at least. So let's go back and see if it gave me an answer. Now it might be redoing the whole schedule. I won't make you watch that, but you can just ask it to reprompt again and try to fix it, and it will do it. Then you may have a completely new schedule or a slightly different schedule. But the point is that it does work, and you can try this out too.